7-0, and you might not believe the year that this was set, but it was 2005. Now, if you took cast your minds back to Formula One in 2005, you will remember that there was no tyre stops allowed, as we see Luca Casale crash into what looked like his teammate, but that's probably just a similar livery, and he goes back to the pits. And it hosted the year after a really epic race in what is now called Formula 2, and it was where Lewis Hamilton came from a spin in 18th and went all the way up into second place. And it wasn't actually until 2010 in Formula One he would get anything close to that, and in fact he won that race. And also, thank you for the follow, Henro. Sorry if I can't say your full name correctly. What goes Twinkle Toes, says Swansky. Go on, what goes Twinkle Toes? This track has also hosted races for the MotoGP, FIA Trucks, Superbikes, and FIA Rallycross. So this track has seen a lot of action over the years, and like I stated earlier, it is seeing new life in the sim through mods in Assetto Corsa, and I can't wait to get the race started. Now, of course, I just want to kind of touch on last week's stuff. Like, there was a lot of incidents, and what we are hoping for as commentators, admins, and stewards alike is just some cleaner racing today. I'm not complaining about the quality of racing at all. Please don't get my round numero uno. Okay, so round numero uno is what I call you, apparently, Henro. But welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow, and I hope you have a good time watching the broadcast.
Thank you, Junk73, for the follow. I think we should be back. If anyone in the chat can let me know if they can switch to 720p or 1080p. If not, I'll try and sort it out for the next stream.
Yeah, no, we're still 720p. I'll just refresh for you. Just have a look. Yeah, no, it's still 720p, I'm afraid, my guy.
Oh, bloody Streamlabs. Not playing well.
And this is why, everybody in the chat, you use OBS.
I might have to check that for OBS. My video output says 1080p. But, you know what? This is... We're gonna roll with it. If it becomes unbearable, let me guys know, and then I'll try and sort something out. But definitely something will be sorted out for next stream. So in between now and then, I might just stream some random shenanigans. Maybe.
It's not unbearable. Just to let you know now, the bitrate is good enough for it to be clear. So like you know, don't worry about that. It's a clear picture. It's well defined. It's pretty, but it's just in 720p. That's all. Don't worry about it.
Good God. This is the tablet experience. Is what we're doing.
The tablet. What is it? Android or Apple?
Well, obviously it's gotta go Android. I'm not sure about Apple screen quality. We got deeper blacks. That's what I'm gonna say, and more vibrant colors.
Well, I gotta say I can't complain with vibrant colors. I do actually love vibrant colors on my screen, so I'm not gonna complain.
I'm not too keen on vibrant colors. You know, the vibrations are quite uncomfortable sometimes.
Careful, someone might take that out of context. You never know.
Well, that's what clips are for.
True. That is very true.
Well, what are we doing? Samsung, Apple. We already have a battle in your chat, it seems.
It seems like Samsung is better than Apple. Oh yes. So fun fact about Sponsky in chat there. He was actually my co-worker. As we see Johan improve on his time.
Johan, 157.3.
Wow.
Bloody hell, he has a benchmark.
Wow.
I haven't seen 57. I haven't even seen 57.6s in practice server all week, and then out of woodwork, he goes 3 times faster than everything else. So Johan Karolczak putting a marker down like, this is my round, I am catching up Victor. You know, watch out everyone.
Watch out indeed. It's Victor Bernat that leads the championship at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Victor Bernat leading by, if I'm not mistaken, let me double check the standings, but it could be as much as 12 or 18 points even.
Victor Bernat just crashes straight into the wall, decides to damage his windscreen, and that's it. But yeah, as I was saying before, Swansky is actually one of my co-workers, and we had the debate. Well, we didn't have a debate, but I had a Samsung Galaxy A52s, and now I've moved on to a Google Pixel, which I personally find the better of the phones. As Marva out of nowhere does a 157.2 727. There we go. That sounds like a Boeing 727 airplane.
We have two requests. We have one request from Sarah right here to do a full commentated onboard lap of the Istanbul Park, as she loves this track a lot. And we also have a second request from Tautfidas to use the practice results for qualifying, as he says he's not repeating the lap he set.
Good luck with that, my guy. That's not my department. So, Matiusz, can you sort that one out?
I'm a commentator for now.
Yeah.
No hablo inglés.
No, I mean, what are you? Oh, you're from Poland, right?
Si.
Right. Okay. Speak some Polish then. I'm sure that'll do it.
Nie dziękuję. Do widzenia. Paszą won.
I agree with everything you just said.
So I was saying, I was looking at championship standings. That's what I was looking at. To tell you, yeah, it's Victor Bernard is leading a full race victory ahead of Johan. 20 points advantage.
Okay, right. So yeah, no, Johan if this translates into qualifying, like, you know, he's in for a good result there, because Bernard has actually struggled. You can see he's actually positioned in 5th on the timing tower. So if that is representative, which again we have to just sort of put a disclaimer and take things with a pinch of salt, practice is always practice. It's not going to be always representative, so please do take what you're seeing with a pinch of salt for now.
Indeed. And Tartvidas is asking if we have Ven on the commentary today. No, unfortunately Ven will not be here commentating. He might be next week if I ask him very politely, if he wants to co-commentate next week. It will either be Ven or Habibo. If Habibo doesn't want to, if Habibo still has issues with pedals and is unable to partake. That's the driver we're missing today. Habibo, last minute change since his pedals decided no working today. Today is my day off.
That's a shame. But anyway, we have now got qualifying underway, and we have a 10-minute session. John 21 leads the cars out of the pit lane. Luke Casale, who's risen out of the woodwork, as we say, so keep an eye on him. He might find something. But Johan Karolczak, what a lap he has set in practice, and he's clearly setting the example in practice, and he is saying, I'm the one you want to beat. Nobody else can get in my way. But will that translate into qualifying?
We already have collision between Mateusz Breitmeier and Arno in qualifying. No. Don't forget, guys, you can still get penalty points for incidents that have transpired in qualifying if another driver feels inclined to report it.
I thought Breitmeier had got into the shadow realm or the back rooms of Assetto Corsa there, because he went through the sign and it made no collision contact, so he went straight through the barrier. And then I was like, huh? But no, it's all okay. He's still within the track limits, so it's all okay. But actually, Quanti was actually involved in all of that as well. He didn't do anything bad per se. He was just the unfortunate, what do you call it? I can't believe it. You know when a bomb goes off and it sends bits off? I can't think of the actual word for it.
Yes. Sim racing bomb disposal squads. What a comparison.
You know, but do you know what I mean? What do they call that?
Shrapnel.
That's it. He was unfortunately caught by the shrapnel of the collision. Yeah, no, unfortunately, but Quanti is continuing on. Arno has had a spin. Can't quite identify where that is. I think that's that snake section, like the double S around the track. Oh, I can't quite tell. I might try and find another POV, but in actual fact, I don't actually have the game sound on. I've just remembered that. That's a bit.
Johan is trying to build himself some gap to Xander Scharf in ahead of him. We're going to ride on board with Johan Karolczak for a little bit for the lap time, but I do wonder if the drivers up ahead might be a little bit of a time constraint. Anyway, turn 1 heavy on the brakes. This is about a second, third gear, and already we have spins ahead. This is going to pull Johan Karolczak off a little bit. Into turn 2 we go, a nice sweeping right-hander. Let me bring up the track map so I don't get confused where I am. And into a tricky section. Sector 1 is very technical, a lot of blind corners left, and then right-hander, again, undulating corners, a lot of elevation changes here. Very easy to spin the car during these corners. They're all like second, third gear corners, especially in something more powerful, or if you're driving in a more pointy setup, it's very easy to lose a car here. As we move to a U-turn uphill, very nice and smooth. This is one of the easier corners I feel. Still easy to lose the car. And then we go to the famous triple apex or quadruple apex corner that we have here. So we got apex, turn 1, Formula 1. This is all flat out and a joy to drive. I'm not sure about Praga, but here we have the third and final apex that goes into one of the back straights. And into another, I believe this will be a second or third overtaking opportunity right here in this little chicane. So that was sector 2. Sector 3 is very nice and easy. We have the long straight, sweeping right-hander, full throttle throughout. The elevation change on this track is very fun to drive. It's like driving on a roller coaster. And the final section, which is famous for incidents such as Mark Webber and Sebastian Vettel collision here. The battle, the defensive battle that Checo against Hamilton put on in 2021. Very technical corner. It's very easy to do switchbacks in this section. If I'm not mistaken, this is a cornerstone of Tilke design throughout here. Yeah, for turn 8 it was heavy lifting for Pragas, and that's basically a lap of Istanbul Park and Johan Tracks with a good banker lap of 157.6.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. I was looking on board with, well, I was following Luca Casala on the broadcasting cameras. Looked really good there. No real complaints about his lap. But again, Johan just is able to dig deep and just find that couple of extra tenths where the other drivers struggle. And that's just a compliment on his skill, really. That's like nothing at all. And there we go. Anno now sets a time, pops him into 7th for the time being, and then goes into the barriers on the start-finish straight. Interesting strategy there if you're trying to get out of the way of someone, but I'm not complaining. He's got another 5 minutes to go. Who have we not seen set a lap at the moment? It goes Ben Rushworth has now not set a time just yet. El Carr just came across the line on a 2:11.704, so he must have been impeded, or that's just his warm-up lap and he's now starting his flying lap, but that wasn't a good start there. He just went wide to the apex at turn 1 and then suffered from some oversteer there. Anno had to go
big
off
oversteer
track
for Luca Casale. He's already has to pull out from his lap time. I can't remember which turn it was, but it looked like it was could have been the turn 9 after the triple apex turn 8.
I think it was turn 5. If I'm looking at my track map, because it looked like it went downhill. And then you have that uphill rise afterwards. So I think it was actually turn 5 because it looked a little sharper than turn 9. A little. But anyway, that's neither here nor
Quanti for a lap. Sure can do, but I think Quanti might be on an out lap right now. Let's check the standings. Yeah, Quanti auto cam switch.
Gramage actually had a little moment out of the final corner. He's had to go into the pits, and now he's only really got the warm-up lap and then the one last flyer to go. So Gramage feeling the pressure now, and he's currently based in 2nd place. But one thing I haven't seen yet is Victor Bernat, currently representing himself with a 3-minute 3. That will be because of an out lap. Got 3.5 minutes to go. I don't know if he's on a flying lap right now. I can't tell via anything I can see on my timing. But we will find out, and I do believe he will be getting under investigation for track limits there, as you saw him go across the white line and even using more of the curve than necessary. So I don't think this lap time is going to count, but we will follow him anyway.
As long as one of the tires is on the racing surface.
Oh, I'm sorry there to cut across you there, Matthew, but unfortunately, Victor Bernat forced Liam Carr off the track. There, so obviously it wasn't intentional, I don't think, but I think Victor Bernat just underestimated the width of his car. He's gonna pull back into the pits. That leaves Victor Bernat in a lot of trouble.
It in fact does. There's only 2 minutes 40 left of the qualifying session, which means drivers who are in the pits only have 1 lap to set the benchmark. If they wait too long, under 2 minutes, you're not setting a lap time finito for you in qualifying. This is a long lap time and we only have 10 minutes. In an ideal situation, you only have 5 laps to go to make count. If you count out laps, and if you don't go back to pits, it's 4 chances. And if you do go back to pits, it's only 3.
Exactly. Right now, I'm following Luca Casala. I'm on board with him as it stands right now. We're watching him just go around, well, navigate turns number 4, 5, and 6. Cars getting out of his way, so he won't be impeded this much at the moment. He's now just gone around turn number 6 and is on the uphill. Well, this is in this case a downhill. To turn number 7, which then is this awkward cambering, which just comes slightly uphill from downhill. So a lot of things happening with the car right now, and you have to have the right setup to deal with all of that. But here we go, through turn number 8, we can see how you have to lift in the Praga there on the bottom right hand of your screen there. So not flat out like it would be in the Formula 1 cars. Not that much fun, I would imagine. It must be absolutely hell on the right side of the tyres. This is, I think, what we call an anti-clockwise circuit. So a lot of the load is going to go onto the right-hand side of the tyres. And that's what they're going to have to watch out for when it comes to the end of the race. And at the moment, with just over a minute to go, Luca might have time for one more lap. And he's just coming up into 5th now. Over 210 kilometers an hour, is on the straight between turns 11 and 12. It's all or nothing now. He's got no traffic in front of him. There's Anno just in the distance, though, but that's not going to impede him too much. Goes down into 2nd gear. This is turn number 12 now. Then he'll come into a quick turn number 13. He does that perfectly. However, there's understeer, and that nearly was it for him, but he should be all right to finish the lap and go on to another one. 40 seconds to go. What's the lap time going to be? Here we go, and it's not representative, I don't think. I think that might have been disallowed, so I think he's going to have time for another one. But one to keep an eye out, again, Luca Casala in 5th position, and that's the highest he's qualified thus far in the season, I do think.
I will be driving aboard with Victor Bena. He's just started his final chance to get a qualifying position. He's currently 20th without a representative lap time. His championship title, main rival, Johan Karolczyk, currently on pole position with a 57.6. Is he on a lap? Currently, no, Johan Karolczyk is. That will be his final lap that he will be able to do as he sits in the pits. Let's see what Victor Bernat is capable to do. I'll be closely monitoring his sector lap times.
I'm just monitoring Luca Casala right now. He's done a personal best. He's 3/10 up, well, nearer 4/10 up. Up on the pole time, but like that's just his personal
Ikamara
best.
there goes within a 10th of Johan Karolczyk, not enough. That will be his final lap time. Victor Bernat already 4/10ths down in the first sector on Johan Karolczyk. He would have to pull out magical sectors 2 and 3.
Unfortunately, Situ has made a mistake, but has had a good qualifying there. If that remains as it is, that's 4th position. Leo Gordaz as well has made a mistake. He's all the way down in 17th, and everybody's on the softer compound of tyre. Luca is still going, though. He might be about to cut the timing beam of Sector 2. I'll keep an eye on how this is going. He's 2/10ths down now. It's not a personal best at all. That is a yellow sector there for Luca, so it's all or nothing in sector 3. We saw him lose time here, but now he might be okay. Let's have a look. If he can get this right, it will be an improvement regardless. There you go. He's near enough the apex of turn number 12.
Victor Bernat misses the apex into the final section of corners. This will heavily put him out, and I think Victor might be outside of top 5. Dare I say, he might be outside of top 8, maybe even top 10. So let's see what lap time he is capable of doing, as Anno sitting across the start-finish lap. And in 5, Victor is P6, just behind Luca Casala, with a fastest final sector, so he did manage to do just enough in the final sector to close the gap. And just a little note from Johan. He had a 57.2, but his wheel wasn't upshifting anymore, and which cost him a few tenths. But as it currently stands, I think Johan has secured pole position and stole another point, brings himself within 19 points of Victor Bernat. And then after today, we will see if the championship resembles anything different. But Johan has set a marker, and he's definitely saying, "This is my round."
And I look forward to seeing how this all transpires. We have, I think, is it 21 or 22 cars?
We have 22 cars right now.
Hey,
so
yo, that's great.
We have
lovely to see it.
A wonderful grid on a world-class circuit. Istanbul Park is still a world-class circuit. Traffic should not be a problem here. So the drivers that we have today, it'll be a stark difference to what we had at PGO, I think.
Can I just ask, is Sidleski still on a time?
Shedletsky? I'm not too sure. Let me check live timings, but I don't think Shedletsky is out on a timed lap. He might be on an out lap.
He must be then, yeah, because he's not actually gaining any time. Yeah, no, it's all right. Write me off there for just a bit. But yeah, no, I was just wondering because, like, you know, he is still out on the track there, and actually we're just waiting for him to finish. That's why we haven't moved on. And there's Ben Rushworth in the background there, just having fun.
Ben Rushworth doing Ben Rushworth things. Unfortunately, I don't think there is much places for him to explore. If you remember, were you commentating with me in Brazil in Super GT?
Well, there we go. There we go. He's found something.
Oh, Ben Rushworth has found something.
Yep. So it's just coming out. It's just that.
He fell through the floor, is what he did.
Yeah. There you go. He definitely found something. We'll go back to Shidleski. Yeah, he's still finishing his lap.
He might still be finishing his lap. He might just be within. Might have just snuck in, just on the last final second. Like, yes, I'm gonna get the one final lap time, see what I can do, kind of thing.
You sound like one of my friends.
No, in fact it wasn't. It was just Shedletsky thinking he may have made it, but unfortunately hasn't. So that is qualifying over, and Johan Karolczak takes pole position and a valuable point from his rival Victor Bernard, who is down in 6th position. So he's going to have a lot of work to do, considering the quality of drivers ahead of him. Ike Marave, Juan Gramage, his teammate Danny Tatui may not be a problem, depending if Danny feels like he's got the pace in this round.
Right. Sarah just saying in the chat of yours anyway, saying it wasn't even close. Shidleski started his lap like a minute after the flag dropped, so it wouldn't have counted regardless.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But so where were we? Danny Tatui 4th. Luca Casal takes a 5th position. Well done, Luca Casal, for qualifying. We might see some good finishing from Luca Casal here today. As we mentioned, Victor is 6th. Fabien takes P7, a race winner. After PGO last round starts 7th with Quanti, saying his best qualifying position in 8th place. Xander Sharf takes on a great 9th position, which is probably feeling chuffed after the disastrous PGO that happened, where he was on the receiving end of many incidents. If I'm not mistaken, none of them his fault, just people misjudging things mostly.
And also, just to kind of mention the driver in chat, we have Mete Onturk there. Of course, Turkish representation for this race. We'll go through the grid right now for you. So I'm just going to get my music ready, and then we'll count down the grid for you. So, in pole position, as already stated, it's the Frenchman of Johan Karolczak. 2nd place, Ika Marava in the Plus Ultra team. Gramage in the other Plus Ultra team car. So they lock out the 2nd row of the grid. Siju as well in 4th position, trying to continue his good fortune from Eurotrips yesterday. He starts 4th position. 5th place is Luca Casale. 6th is Victor Bernat in the other Cyanide Academy. They are still in a constructors battle with Plus Ultra team, so keep an eye on them. Then it's Fabian Gartner in 7th, Quanti in 8th, Xander Sharf in 9th, Mete Onturk, the only Turkish driver, I believe, on the grid, in 10th, Scott Sovic in 11th, Sven Kunas in 12th, got there eventually, 13th is Rushworth, Brett Meyer in 14th, John 21 in 15th, Anno in 16th, Juan in 17th, Leo Guadas in 18th, 19th is Arno, Carr in 20th, and 21st Ruplinas, followed by Shidleski with no time in 22nd, and that is your grid for race 1. Remember, the top 12 at the end of this race will be reversed for race 2. Otherwise, the grid will be as it finishes in this race. We have 10 seconds to go, and then the lights countdown begins now. We have 3, 4, 5, 6 red lights on your screen. It's going Istanbul. Not the best start there from Johan. The Plus Ultra of Ikamarova there got a better start. He's on the inside.
We already have door banging between Luca Casal and Victor Bernard. A little bit of side swiping there. Johan Karolczak already being pushed wide.
Oh
no! Is that Danny Tatui? That is Danny Tatui and Juan Gramage had a little bit of a get together.
And Victor Bernard's made a mistake too, and it's it's chaos. It's
absolute chaos. I think we may have to restart. That is unbelievable chaos. We have like over half the grid just completely careening into one another. I don't even know what has happened. We were just watching, and then suddenly 1 spin-off, 2 spin-off, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, everyone on the track. We have 20 car pile-up, and we have a leaning tower of spaghetti.
So actually, what happened there was I think Victor Bernat just kind of got a really happy rear end there, just stepped out, and he was actually kind of the catalyst that started the domino effect there. And then all of a sudden, because he was spinning right in the middle of the track, unfortunately, it was just inevitable. He was going to collect like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cars there. So at least in sim racing, we'll have a race restart. But I think a bunch of Formula One fans had a bit of PTSD from 1998 there.
I believe it was a mistake on Ike's part from reading the chat, and people not happy with the Plus Ultra Team Automobilismo.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That is great to have, but we'll go through the countdown yet again. We have 25 seconds till race number 1 begins. We do apologise for the slight delay there in the start, but please do understand we do want to keep the racing fair and everybody getting an equal shot. We'll have 15 seconds to go, and yet again, you see the countdown go down to the last 10 seconds. We'll be racing at any moment. The countdown begins on the lights. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red lights. Take 2 in Istanbul, and again, does Johan get a better start? He does. Iko Marava has to slot behind for the time being. He does land the inside going into turn number 1. Siju is going to remain behind him, but he's being outbraked by his teammate on the outside there. Siju gets a bit of a tank slapper going out of the corner there, but it all remains light as stern. Luca Casala has lost the position to Victor Bernat. No surprises there, though, considering Victor Bernat does usually find pace in this early stage of the race, but already Plus Ultra are putting Johan under pressure.
Indeed, that might be for the first time until Johan fires up his tires, even though they are already warm. You need to kind of bring them. The brand new tires are not as grippy as just slightly worn tires. You need to go through a few corners to wear the sheen of the tires to give them a maximum and optimal grip. So, big lookout from Luca Casal as he looks down the inside. More quad tires. Both of them are just pushing each other off, just forcing each other. As Fabian just takes advantage of it, just drives past both of them. A bit more contact between two of them, I think.
I will say not your fault, but there you go, Luca Casala down the inside of turn number 8 there. Brave stuff there from Luca Casala. Gets back up into 6th, but Fabian Gotta has been made the beneficiary from all of this. She is now up into 5th position, but I will say as well, you did miss...
Oh, big spin for you, Juan, and Juan spins into coming out of turn 9. So that will put Juan very much down the order and on a recovery drive. And
wow, and Siju and Danny, Siju and Luca are making contact there. Sorry to cut across you.
Might be a little bit of a lot of stewards seeing stewards with one another, I think.
Oh,
look!
It's a two-way right on the grass there. That's not going to end well, my guy.
No,
usually anyway.
He goes down inside. He dives. I think Danny Tatui is driving red hot mad, making mistakes and just thinking he was done wrong. We're gonna hear a lot of Alonso speaking all the time. You have to leave space, but there was no space for Danny to do it. There was like less than a car width, and I don't think Danny was entitled to the space right there.
No, you are actually correct. As Ben Rushworth is now looking down the inside. Scott Sovic makes a mistake now. He gets a tank slapper out in turn 1, which we saw one of the cyanide cars get earlier. But thanks to all of that, Siju is now down in 11th, and we were just complimenting him about how his exploits in F123 landed him a win yesterday, but I'm really surprised to see that he tried to go for a move which really wasn't on, and as you say, Mateusz, he didn't have the space. It wasn't there. There was more space on the other side. I can't tell you how many times in sim racing I've blocked something off and there's been space on the other side, and the driver just thinks, oh no, I'll just keep my nose here. It's just like, there's not the space.
Yeah, I think it was just a poor judgment error from Danny. I think he was just being red hot mad from being robbed by Luca Casal in the corners earlier, turn 7, especially when he was forced wide and lost quite a few spaces as a result.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. I can understand that to a degree, but now Johan is 1 second ahead of the Plus Ultra team there, as we're seeing now an overtake all the way further up the grid. There's overtakes everywhere you look, battles up and down the field. The track really lending to that though, considering how wide it is. And there you go, we've got 3 wide going into 1 turn. Oh no, this usually ends in tears. Luckily that has ended quite nicely, and the battle will continue down the straight between turns 11 and 12. Ben Rushworth now trying to defend sixth position there. There's a lot of coming together in the race so far, but there's been dramas already. Obviously, we won't see the end of this, but now Ben Rushworth and Quanti are side by side. Ben Rushworth still keeps the position for now, but this is bringing Scott Sovic into the equation.
Scott Sovic, Danny Tatui, and everybody else behind them is all coming up. We have battle all the way from P7 to P10. This is a 5-way battle now, as Danny Tatui is going to try to make amends for his lap 1 shenanigans, should we say.
And as you say that as well, Fabio Gotta just catches up to Luca Casala in 4th, so we've got more and more and more battles developing as we go. But Johan seems to have run away with the lead for the time being, and Victor Bernat in the leading cyanide car as it stands right now, and leader of the Praga Championship, is now starting to make headway on the top 2 drivers. He is 2.1
Danny
seconds
Tatui
behind
round
the
the outside of Scott Sovic up into turn 7, that maybe not even, turn 3. Around the outside, switches to the inside, makes his way past Danny Tatui with a wonderful, wonderful move, and moves that we all know he is capable of doing very cleanly.
Indeed. Well, I've just cut to Sidhu there, and he got a beautiful move on. I'm just going to cut to the battle for second place. We've got Victor Bernat catching the Plus Ultra team of Ikamarova there. And you know what? I don't think he's too far away from making a move. He is only about half a second there. And if you, depending on where you are on the track, he brings that down to about 3 or 2 tenths. So nearly probably setting up something. But all the time he is behind this Plus Ultra team car of Ikamarova. He's losing time to the car ahead. And that's his direct championship rival there. So he's got to get this move done sooner rather than later. Here we go. We are now on the straight, separated between turns 11 and 12 here. He's got the slipstream. He's got the space. He might be looking to get it done, but wasn't quite.
He's going for it. That's a dive from another postcode away.
And he's done it. He's done it. Bit of a lockup, but he got it done. But as you say there, sent it from another postcode in the style of Daniel Ricciardo. Got it done really nicely.
Indeed, he did. I think Johan is carefully managing
and
his tyres.
Battle for 10, there's contact! Oh no! There was contact between 10th place, or what was 10th place, Juan Gramage in the other Plus Ultra car, and I think it was Sovic. Yeah, Sovic, he's now down in 14th, so he's now suffering with all of this. That is... Well, that was between 11 and 14... 13 and 14
a little bit of
there.
banter from... Ikamarova on Victor. There was a little bit of a tail wiggle. Luckily, everybody escaped any major incidents, but so far, it seems like the Plus Ultra Team Automobilismo are a little bit shaken and out of whack. We had one make a mistake. Ika almost careening into the back of Victor. Come on, guys, get
oh no, Brett Myers made a mistake. Down in 12th. He's now 17th. There is a lot of action. I'm sorry for anybody watching the broadcast that we're cutting across each other, but it's just how the race is developing. Sometimes something happens in one place, something else happens in another, and you just, of course, like, you know, we just kind of have to share the mic somehow. But, like, you know, it's more of a compliment to the racing happening right now. Shidleski is actually in the pits, just out of notes, and so is Sven Kunas and Liam Carr. So everybody coming in to repair damage, and it's really early.
It is very early. This is only 8 minutes in, and we thought PGO was chaotic. It seems like Istanbul Park seems to be proving even more chaotic in a lot of regards. Come on, guys! It's still not even halfway of the season. There's another 6 races to go after this.
Exactly, and also I've just got somebody in my chat, which is Zamini from Eurotrips that we were watching last night. Hello to him.
We have a spin, we have a small spin from Quanti. Was that a little bit of contact between himself and Ben Rashford? As the two cars split him, this gives me flashbacks to Mika Hakkinen and Michael Schumacher when they split the lapping car.
And they're still side by side up in front with Danny Tatui. Danny Tatui is now again getting bullied, I would say, by Xander, and there you go, he gets it done eventually, but now Quanti is looking to come back and get his positions. Here we go, Danny Tatui makes improvement to 7th place, so he's on a good recovery drive thus far, just kind of needs to keep it consistent and keep the car on the track, but Quanti was really close there to making something work, or maybe even going to back of him, but no harm done, as Xander has now made an error. And that is through turn 1, and he's going to lose a few positions there. So all the battling is happening in the middle of the pack.
So far, Johan Karolczak so far just keeping his head down, increasing that gap to Victor Bernat, just really cementing his well, how do I put performance? That's the word I'm looking for. Performance that he was showing in practice and in qualifying.
Yeah, he's dominating, really. I think that was the word you were looking for. But yeah, no, he's dominated practice, dominated qualifying, even though it was only a tenth separate. But yeah, that has kind of helped him, and now Victor Bernat is struggling to catch him. So Victor Bernat, although he did start in 6th position, he has done well to recover the damage thus far. And I just want to make sure, now that we are halfway through the race, for anybody that has just joined, race 2 will be a reverse squid with the points paying positions. So that is the top 12 as Rublenes makes a move on Arno here. We have a battle for 18th place. So there you go. And Liam Carr losing out there just because of the damage. So I think he's actually being lapped more than anything. So Rublenes improves from 19th up into 18th. And I would also like to say as well, in terms of tyre strategy, no one's taken the medium apart from the runners at the back.
No, if we're running 30-minute races, they may have done with mediums to keep them to the end, but it seems the softs are capable of, if you take care of them, do not have too many mistakes. Juan goes down, battle on the brake against John fighting him back with a switchback, but Juan has it inside for the next corner and is able to cover John off for the final corner. Straight where Juan can put the power down, but it looks like John is actually able to stay within the slipstream range and will get that extra couple of kilometers down the straight to stay with Juan, maybe fight him on the brakes. A little bit of a lock-up.
There was a bit of a lock-up there. I thought, like, again, there's so many scares, like, you know, I've had to, like, just kind of step away from the screen a little bit, just lean back and say, please don't enter the collision. Luckily that doesn't happen, but Iker Mareva hasn't let go of Victor Bernat. If we just cut back to the podium positions here of 3rd and 2nd, not over just yet. Only now that Victor Bernat is starting to increase that gap. Last lap, Victor Bernat was 4 tenths faster than Iker Mareva, but then you look at Johan Karolczak, he is 7 tenths faster than both those drivers, and it's just in a world of his own. Johan, he has found something.
He's already a tenth ahead in the first sector of this lap, and I think Iker Mareva is not doing just enough to stay within Victor Bernat. Iker has to push even further to be able to make up the ground he lost to Victor, especially after he left the door open for Victor. But to be fair, I don't blame him at all. That move from Victor was outrageous. It does have a little bit of a callback to Hamilton's dive in Interlagos during his rookie season. I cannot remember on which driver it was, but I think it may have been on one of the Toyota or Super Guru drivers.
I think it was Robert Kubica.
I don't think it was Robert Kubica.
Well, I think that's your Polish bias speaking there.
No. I'm just rewriting history.
I think we have somebody altering history here, guys. You might want to get the history police on Mateusz here.
As
so,
Johan Karolczak sets the fastest lap time with 57.6. People can fact check me. And to be honest, I said Iker Mareva needs to push even further. He has made up 4 tenths of a second in the final sector, in the final 2 sectors, and caught up to Victor by 3 tenths of a second.
Yes, and now that gap goes from 1.1 seconds to 8 tenths, so that battle hasn't ended just yet. So Iker Mareva probably just playing the conservative game, keeping his ties with the, as we're seeing, actually moves down in the middle of the pack. Sidhu has made a mistake and is out of that 7th position, and he was...
Oh, and we have a spin from Lau Gaudas, out, self-inflicted in turn 1. That's going to drop him a lot, and then too much early on the power. I know drivers were complaining about the lock differential setup, but still, Sidhu spins again, as I'm saying. Drivers were complaining about the locked differential setup, but even with the locked differential, it's still quite easy to spin this car, especially in the lower gears. There's still a lot of torque and power going to these extremely lightweight cars.
Oh no, Fabian's made a mistake as well! And she's trying to rejoin safely. There you go, and that allows Juan Gramage into 6th place, and Quanti up into 6th! And now Ben Rushworth has absolutely no pressure at all.
Quanti is doing a fantastic job, but it's only still 7 minutes left. I say only, it's still 7 minutes left. It's only been 13 minutes, just over half time. I wonder if the pressure or the more demanding nature of the circuit is getting to drivers. You see Fabienne making more mistakes on the brakes, almost losing it. Quanti, I think, had a bit of a mistake as Juan just sails on by, and Fabienne again catching up to Conti and might retake 7th position.
I'm just going to say this for free. Anno is catching up to Sidu at the moment, and Anno is in a points-paying position. So if he actually finishes where he finishes right now, if things are to stay the same, and as Sovic makes a move on John 21 round the outside there, and gets that done, and then will keep the position through the final couple of turns, which are, I think, 13 and 14, if I remember my track map correctly, which I certainly do. Yay! And there you go. So he's got 9th position for now. But back to Anno here, and what I was saying, he's going to be starting in pole position next race if it stays as it is. There is still 5 3/4 minutes to go, so that is not all said and done just yet. As we see a major lockup for Sidu at the front, or was that John? No, it was John, I think, because they're side by side with Scott Sovic yet again. So John doesn't want to give up that 9th position just yet. He'll have the inside coming into turns number 3 and 4, but Scott Sovic a bit braver on the brakes. You saw how the back end's got a bit tail happy there. But gets it done, at least Scott Sovic, and will keep that position for another couple of corners.
Indeed, you'll see Ika Marve is catching up to Victor Bernard. It's interesting because Ika Marve, the first sector is where he loses a lot of time to Ika Marve. It seems like sector 2 and sector 3 is where he gains the time, and I think Sarah pointed it out in the chat. Plus Ultra Team Automobilism might be running slightly lower downforce, which kind of makes sense as Ika makes the mistakes and runs wide, so all of that advantage he gained was just completely been lost. But it would confirm Sarah's suspicion that the Plus Ultra Team Automobilism are running lower wing settings, which just allows them to completely make up any difference in the cornering from Sector 1 in Sector 2 and 3, which are mostly straight lines and extremely fast corners.
I just want to say Anno is now not too far away from Danny Tatui. He is now only 3/10, and guess what? He'll have the slipstream coming through turns number 11, down on the straight to turn number 12. He's going to look down the inside of Danny Tatui here. Anno really having a good drive here, and he's actually got that done, I believe, as long as there's no contact there. Danny Tatui still fighting it, though. He does have the inside through that corner, but then he covers Anno off and will be good for another couple of corners. But getting involved as well as Xander Sidleski there has made a mistake in 20th there, according to my timing tower. But there you go. Xander will now have the advantage coming down to turn number 1 as now we start the next lap, and we may only have 2 or 3 more laps left of this battle.
I think it
as
will only
now
be
Xander
2 more
looks
laps
the
left.
and there we go. Doesn't quite get it done. So Anno keeps that position for the time being, but that has allowed Sidu to make a bit of a cushion for himself for the time being.
Indeed, we do have only 2 more laps remaining if the lap times remain as they are, unless somebody pulls out a 20-second gap from somewhere. This is the penultimate lap.
Indeed, and yeah, I'm just seeing Xander and Anno still have a battle here. Remember, Anno, if he finishes in this position, will start in pole position in the next race. So at the moment, Anno does have a job ahead of him. Xander's going to want that pole position and just see what he can do at the front of the grid. But then again, so will Anno. It's very rare for him to be at the front. And if you remember when he talks about Pragas, he actually got his first league win race in the Pragas. I can't remember the track that he won it round, but it is certainly a car that he does have fond memories with. So definitely
a bit of an oversteer from Xander driving on board. Well saved and well held by Xander, but that was a scary moment as we have Meta arriving on the scene now.
Sarah, oh no! Bernard made contact! I was just saying there, Sarah put into my chat top 2, and she rightfully pointed it out, and then I saw the gaps being about the same, and going into turn number 12, Ika Marova went into the side of Victor Bernat there. My word, sorry to have cut across you there, but that was just happening at just the wrong moment for you. And then Meta Onturk going back to the battle for 12th place, which will be pole position next race. We have Meta Onturk and Xander Sharp side by side. Xander trying to fight back, but Meta seems to have pace in spades compared to these two. So now Anno is trying as best he can. That will be a track limit, I am sure, and he is getting the lights flashed now by Meta. I'm not sure why.
Indeed, that seems to have been a mistake. I think Victor made a mistake in Sector 2. That's how Ike was able to catch up. And maybe Ike wanted to repay Victor back for the a little bit of, shall we say, explorative move that Victor did on him.
I mean, potentially, you never know, but that was, you would have to say that that was a lot more aggressive than the one that Victor did, because I would say Victor was quite calculated in his overtake. I know that there was contact. I don't think any of it was intentional, but I just think that was, from Mareva, just a slight miscalculation there, and it was definitely resulted in it being a lot more forceful than Victor's move. So, you know, take that as you will, as Leo Gordas has had a spin coming through turn number 1 again.
Indeed, we have a three-way battle for the final 12th place, and this is a very important place because if P13 goes up one spot, they take pole position for race 2.
Top 2 again, sorry!
Oh, Ika Mareva and Victor Bernard have swapped places. Now, if Johan Karolczak wants to slow down to extend to stop the race from happening one more lap, which I'm not sure he will be in position to, Ika Mareva could have taken second place, but I think Johan will extend one more lap, so we're going to have one more lap of racing, one more chance for Ika to make up a position, one more chance to rob Victor of more points and bring him closer to the chasing pack in the championship.
And Anno has been robbed of his 12th position. Xander Sharp and both Meta Onturk have made the move, so now Anno is just a spectator. Now we are side by side going into turn number 12 between Sharp and Meta. Meta locks upon the brakes. This will allow Xander to cut back. And oh no, there's contact between Meta and Anno there. Anno spins out, no fault of his own really. That was just, unfortunately, I would say, a race against him just in live action. But Anno and Repletters have now had a collision. Oh no, it's all gone wrong for Anno. We were just saying, oh, Karolczak's made a mistake!
Karolczak made a mistake. Karolczak had a small spin. I think he has brought the pack close to him, lost 4 seconds, but the chasing pack is still battling amongst each other. The pressure might be getting to him. Wow, this is one more. There's contact, door banging between Ika and Victor. There will be words to say. Victor makes a mistake. Victor sails on by once again. This is not over till it's over. Johan Karolczak needs to stay calm. Final lap. The tires will be screaming. Ika's tires will be screaming. Victor's tires will be screaming. In fact, the car bodies will be screaming. There has been a little bit of door banging, so they will be carrying damage. But let's see if Ika can close in just enough to make one final lunge at Ika in the final corners. But so far, it looks like Victor has done just enough to frustrate Ika into making mistake after mistake and put him off completing the move. And it looks like so far Victor had the measure of his compatriot.
Lots of door banging, lots of talking points from race number 1 already. We are now approaching the final lap and the final couple of turns. Johan able to keep it together as it stands right now. As I say, as it stands right now, and he's just navigating through the corners easily. He just brings his Praga up into the air. Nothing dramatic though, but Johan comes across the final corner. Slight mistake, didn't worry him at all. He's going to take the win in race 1 and bring the championship battle to Victor Bernat in a dramatic way. Victor Bernat in second, Mareva in third, and Luca Casala, what a drive in fourth. As we have a battle for 10th between Sidhu and John. Yet again, I'll just cut back to that. Exciting stuff near the back of the pack. Unfortunately, Xander made a mistake, so it will be Meta Onturk as it stands in pole position. Quanti goes along to the line in 8th, but John and Sidhu aren't done just yet. Oh no, has Sidhu misjudged? Is he out of fuel? No, he just gets 10th by the skin of his teeth. And that is all said and done, but Meta Onturk in 12th position, your final points paying position, and he's on pole. The Turkish driver will start in Turkey on pole.
I have a feeling there will be quite a few people that will be very happy with Meta Onturk on pole position for way more than one reason. But congratulations to Meta Onturk. Pole position race 2 in his home Grand Prix or World Tour, as we would say. But what a race that we had. Look at Casale in P4. He went so under the radar throughout the race. Just completely avoided detection, drama, everything. He just cruised to 4th position. And as did Ben Rushforth. And I believe Ben started in 13th position. He's just got a knack for qualifying poorly and just finishing in very good results in race 1. Race 2 usually ends pretty poorly for him, but gotta give it to him.
There you go, he's just doing donuts to celebrate it, and you know what? Go for it, my guy. There's nothing to stop you from doing that at all. By the way, just kind of for being reminded about pronouns for Quanti there. They are they, them, so we do apologise to Quanti if we did misidentify you there. I do apologise, and of course, I'm sure Mateusz does as well. So hopefully, we won't make any mistakes like that again going forward. And just while we're on the broadcast, sorry for any mispronunciations. I do apologise.
Indeed, it's difficult sometimes to get it right in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, no, complete sympathy. Like, when you're in that energy, and like, you just enjoyed the battle on the thing. Sometimes, like, it just does slip, and it's just an honest mistake.
Yeah,
So
we
like,
we will try better next time. But
we will do better, definitely.
But indeed, congratulations to Johan Karolczak for staving off. Mistake has been made, but very lucky. Very lucky he wasn't able to to not completely lose it on the last final spin. So congratulations to Johan Karolczak. Well done to Victor Benner for staving off attack after vicious attack, should I say, rabid attack from Ikemara there. And well done to Luca Casala for P4. P5 from Rashford. Gramash, P6, good, decent recovery drive. He probably would have preferred not to do a recovery drive. Fabian Gertner is able to retain her 7th place. I think that's where she qualified, 7th place.
Yes.
Retains 7th place. Quantity retains their 8th position. Scott Solvik, I think, improved few positions. Bad luck for Danny Tui. It would definitely be something to review after post-race of what happened in lap 1.
Yeah.
11 for John, first points, I believe. Congratulations. Meta on pole for race 2 with 12 in race 1. Bad luck for Xander Scharf. You had the pace, definitely had the pace for a top 10 finish. But better luck in race 2. 13th position, still a good showing regardless. 14th, Arno 15th. Mrate Maya 16th, Ruplena 17th, Liao Gaudas 18th, Arno 19th. Car 20th, Shidletsky 21st, and Svinkunas 22nd.
I think there were DNFs as well, because Shidletsky didn't come across the line. He's got DNF on me, and Svinkunas has 7 laps, so they did not actually cross the line. So we'll just have to wait and see if the by the way, there was a bit of disagreements in the Discord there between Luca and Siju there, but it's all been quashed now, and they'll calm it down elsewhere. But there you go. It is what it is. So just some disagreements on who's who there, but of course not a total surprise really, considering the nature of sim racing and how it can be sometimes.
Indeed, that is. We had few. Sorry, I was just spectating the chat. A few saucy words, saucy discussions about race one between. Oh, I now remember what happened in race one. It was the Luca Dani a little bit of a pushy bargy moment.
Definitely. Mateusz, you can take us through the grid for race 2 and take us to the lights.
Grid for race 2, 1 minute. So let's see if we can fit it in a respected time. Mete Onturk, the home representative of the Turkish nation, on pole position, followed by John in 2nd place, locking out the grow. Danny Tutui, for all the tribulations in race 1, starts 3rd position in race 2, in very good position to win the 2nd race. Scott Solvik, again, a winner from reverse grid before, can make a stand here today. Quanti in 5th, with Fabian Gertner joining them in 5th and 6th. Juan Gramash 7th with Ben Rashford 7th, 8th. Juan can do some damage from 7th position here. Luca Casal 9th with Ikemar 10th, and behind them Victor Bernard and Johan Karolczak. And the rest of the grid is as was in race 1. Victor Bernard and Johan Karolczak are gonna have few. I think there's gonna be a little bit of a exploding fireworks between the 3 here. Johan Karolczak said after the last race that he is going to be extremely aggressive in a reverse grid, as everyone was extremely aggressive in race 2. So 6 lights go out. We should see how the fireworks pan out. And we are racing in Intercity Istanbul Park for the 2nd race of the day. Good start for Danny Tutui and Scott Solvik. Excellent start for Mete Onto. Can he keep 1st place after turn 1? There's contact already. There's been contact. How is that? Oh, it's been collected. Few drivers. How are we doing here today? We have 4 cars. Oh, good. I don't think we need to red flag it. Unfortunately, only 4 cars have been spun out. But well done to everyone that has been avoided.
Ben Rushworth up into 3rd position. Incredible. Luca Casala up into 4th. Fabian back in 5th. Brett Meyer with a spin there, and Quality was involved in that as well. I think it was just a shrapnel from the bomb there, but there you go now. Sidhu in first! Incredible!
Sidhu has been in first. I know. Meta lap 1 cares. And no, it was Meta has completely got down the order. I have not even noticed. Meta lap 1 cares prevails. He is down to 19th, and Victor Bernard as well down to 18th as well, or 10 seconds down. However, I am amazed that only 4 cars is the result of the incidents that have transpired.
Oh, sorry about that. I do apologise, but like Luca and John making just slight contact there.
Oh, Ben Rushmore goes for a dive on Danny Tatui, forces him to take escape road. I do not blame Danny for doing that. That came out of nowhere, and I think Danny was not expecting it himself.
Yeah, like Ben Rushmore flashes the lights. I'm not sure why. That was kind of your and there's been an incident with Juan Gramage and Fabian, and that sort of sent Fabian to the pit. So Juan and Fabian have had an involvement. I actually saw that on the live timing screens of all things. And that, where's Juan? Oh, in 4th. There we go.
Juan Gramage is in 4th position somehow, somewhere.
Yeah, but Fabian has retired.
Is Fabian retired? I do wonder if they have been thrown out of bounds by the track and into the commentating and into the ether.
So into the back rooms they go.
Into the back rooms they go, indeed. I wonder if that's going to happen. Fabian, if you're watching, do let us know what happened. Yep. And we feel so bad for you because you had the pace to score some more good points today, I think.
Oh, Fabian seems like she fell off the track, so there we go. That confirms what you suspected, as there was contact between Ruplinas and Jacob Juan, and that has sent Ruplinas wide off the track, and along with Juan, like I said before, and now Victor Bernat, of course, involved in the lap 1 collision and turn 1 up into 14th, but now he's got yet again, and Scott Sovic is now in 19th as well. Damn, and now, actually, as soon as we say that, Danny Tatui and Luca Casala only have 6/10 between them. There is now a top 3 battle for the lead, and it's only separated by 1.2 seconds. The Plus Ultra cars not too far behind this as well. They're only a second back and are actually coming into view, and Johan as well in 6th, so a lot of good jobs done here. But now Sidhu will of course have good pace. He's in the Cyanide car, and of course they are in a constructors battle. Unfortunately, Bernat has suffered this round, so I do think the Push Ultra team will be outscoring. And there, Fabian, we confirm our suspicions, has disconnected from the server. They will take no further part in the race. Now, we now focus on to the lead. It seems like Danny Tatui is slightly down on straight line speed. As you can see Luca Casale bringing down the gap there. It was at 7/10 at the start, but then it's just kind of evened out at like 6/10. But then in the corner there, through the heavy braking, Luca Casale closed that all the way up to about 4/10. As now we're seeing Victor Bernat and Ruplinas go at it, but Victor Bernat gets past rather academically. Of course, no surprise there. He has great pace and is just a great driver overall. But here we go. That was a 1:59.0 from Sidhu, and Luca Casale half a second faster with a 1:58.5. We're seeing the top 2 drivers go into turn number 1, and at the moment it's all remaining line astern. Ben Rushworth is dropping off the battle here. He's now a second behind, so he's losing touch with the top 2. Can he find something to try and get back within this? Matish, if you're still here, just let me know. I haven't heard you.
No, I'm still here. We're just doing a little bit of investigative journalism. To see what have happened, and yeah, I can confirm Fabian has fallen through the roof, and it was a result between an incident that have transpired between Plus Ultra Team Automobilismo and herself. So there's just we were hoping that this more traditional layout, more racing, would stave people off away from more aggressive driving, but in fact it seems to have promoted even more aggressive driving. So they're definitely going to be an even longer night. I feel like the longer we progress into the calendar, the longer my nights are becoming.
I just say as well that Sarah actually noted, is it just me or does Victor have a cracked windshield? And she is correct. Victor actually driving with a cracked windshield as it stands right now. Certainly not something I've seen before. And yeah, even when we go on board with Victor, there you go, 2 sides of the windscreen. are cracked. So that's going to be interesting as Johan Karolczak makes a move on Juan Gramage for 5th place and is currently looking towards the outside into turn number 12. Can Marova... sorry, no, it's Gramage. Hold it down the inside. No, Johan is still there, and he'll have the cover into turn number 13. But no, it's reminiscent of Lewis Hamilton versus Checo Perez. Juan Gramage gets that done, meets the corner nicely, and he holds that for the time being. But somehow, Siju has the traction coming out of turn number 13, and as we're seeing that, we're seeing Marova make a move on Ben Rushworth, looking towards the outside of turn number 1. That's very rare. Now Johan and Juan are side by side out in turn 1 again. And this has gone on for nearly a quarter of the lap now. This is incredible racing. Marova gets the move done on Ben Rushworth, but now Juan still holds 5th position for the time being. But Johan has another look, not able to.
Oh, Juan makes a mistake, goes wide. I don't think there was any contact. Let's see if live timing confirms my suspicion about that. And no, there was no contact. I think Juan just made a mistake all on his own accord.
Yeah, he just suffered from some understeer through turn number 3, and unfortunately just couldn't get the car stopped, so that unfortunately ended the battle, and that was easy for Johan, so no trouble for him there, not really impeded all that much. He's 5.6 seconds off the leader as Sander Scharf makes a move on John 21. Of course, he had that error coming out, well, in that battle for 12th, but now he's all the way up into 6th position, and Ben Rushworth as well, up into 4th. These two are having incredible drives. Of course, they do have Johan in the middle of all of it, and of course, a plus ultra of Iker Marova. But Luca Casale, can we just give a little shout out to him? He has done an absolutely amazing job round here. He is currently just kept it consistent in the top 5 and is now fighting for the lead with Danny Tatui. He is having an incredible time. Victor Bernat, by the way, makes another move on Savin Kunaz up into 11th place from 12th. And now we'll be looking to hunt down Conti and Anno there, also in the top 10. So not bad stuff from Anno either. Juan Gramage now starting his recovery drive all the way up into 7th. So lots of action happening on the track.
Oh, we have a crash between Tadfidas and Victor Bernat, as minor one. I think it was just a little bit of door banging. Driver is just going all out. I think Victor Bernat might, I think this might be the first time we might see an unhinged Victor Bernat on a recovery drive.
Can I say I blame him? Not really, to be honest with you. He's had a lot of rotten luck as Arno makes a mistake, and that's just coming through turns number 3 and 4. Nearly impedes the car behind him of Brett Meyer, but luckily they get past. In fact, no, actually, that's turns number 13 and 14 there. Apologies there. But there you go, look at Casale. So, Sven Kudas has made a mistake out of turn 1 as well. That's allowed Meta on turn back past and Rublinas. So now, Victor Bernat, no pressure, is looking to try and get past Quanti.
Also, I would, going back to you praising Luca, may I remind you of the time you were praising Ben Rashford in round 1 or in round 1? What happened in race 2?
I don't know. I have dementia. You see, it's just been recently diagnosed. You know what I mean?
Early onset of dementia.
Yeah. It just happened like 5 minutes ago. You know?
I see. That's a very quick diagnosis considering the NHS.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like what can I say? I have them on speed dial. It helps, you know. But here we go, Luca Casale looking round the outside. I'm a bit surprised he's been able to catch up to Danny Tatui, so I don't know if the tyres have fallen off already. But Luca Casale is now only within 3/10, and we'll have, like what I like to say, the slipstream from heaven between turns 11 and 12.
I think Luca Casale has fallen outside of the slipstream range, but I'm more interested to see if we're going to see fireworks fly between these two. Remember, these two had quite a few incidents throughout the first lap in race 1.
Just having a bit of a moment going into turn number 12 as John 21 makes a move on Sander Scharf. All that Sander Scharf making a move on John 21. There's contact
more.
there.
These two have had incidents beforehand. It was John that have taken Sander Scharf out on the main straight at PGO before when he attempted to go back under the slipstream. So we have told drivers, make sure you have the radar on. You may think you have a special awareness, but a backup is always a backup.
I do agree with that as well. Like, especially if you're a single screen sim racing driver, I'm talking from experience here. Like, it's always good to have your radar on, and then you'll actually see where cars are. You don't want to do a me, which I did in the Assetto Corsa, and actually get a 5-second penalty because you just underestimated the gap that was available to you. Just saying.
Indeed, we had a little bit of blinking from Ben Rushworth here and there. Hope that's a one-off occurrence. But yeah, that is the penalty that John has received last time around for the exact same maneuver, and I think Johan will be making a move around the outside of turn number 7. Ben Rushforth giving him just enough room, forcing him a little bit wide in keeping position, some decent defending. And there's Ben Rushforth having a little bit of an internet issue once again, just teleporting back behind Johan. I do not see anything that would indicate connection issue, but Johan will be praying that Ben gets away as far as possible in case there's another blink.
So I don't want to scare you a little bit, but I have been observing Luca Casala. Oh no, Luca Casala's made a mistake as soon as I say that! Oh no, not again!
The commentator's curse once again comes back to bite Dave's favourite driver.
But the less said about that, the better. But Luca does remain in 5th position, so he's still on for a top 5 finish if he can just keep it clean. But Ben Rushworth and Luca definitely on even keel there, so I would say that that's a battle that's now going to develop throughout the race. But now Mariva and Siju occupy the top 2, and Mariva has been looking quick in this second half of the race, so he's looked after his tyres better. As Victor Bernard makes a move!
Oh, a little bit of contact between Victor and John. Bit too late on the brakes, overestimated. Thought there was a space and the door was closed, and there's contact between Anno and John. There's a spin, and Quaddy's involved. We have a it's like you go first. No, you go, sir. Please turn. No, you go, sir. We have the good old Quaddy spins once again. This goes from bad to worse for the Ledbo driver. It's like we had a good old British kerfuffle right there. Ooh, that was a very sketchy recovery right there as Leo Gaddis was quickly approaching the scene. Ooh, this was nip and touch. Oh, I am not sleeping tonight. Oh no. I'm gonna need more gamer subs. By the way, gamer subs, Letpo Racing, very good, yes. No affiliate yet, but please send us an email. I would be very happy to work. I need more of this stuff.
Oh god, you turned into me there if I get tense. But yeah, no, it was a very British rejoin there from what were the top 10. It was just all over the place. As you said, it was like, yo, you go first, then you go first. It nearly turned into an Austin Powers 12-point turn, but there you go, that's Brosen better. Onturk into 10th. And John 21 was putting him under pressure there, but nothing done as of right now. Now, I just wanted to say that Mariva was half a second faster than Siju on the previous lap, but the gap seems to have evened out at about 2.2 seconds. So at least one of the Cyanide cars will be at the front of the grid, as Chachi has given me a raid with 35 viewers. Thank you for the raid there, my guy. That is very kind of you. Hi, Chachi. It's been a while. I'm just in the middle of a broadcast right now, but thank you all for joining me. It's good to have you along.
Jesus, look at your viewer count just spiked up to 98.
What? Excuse me?
Yeah, your viewer count spiked to 98. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Oh my goodness,
hello everyone. Welcome to Letpo Racing. We are racing at Intercity Istanbul Park. Race 2, 6 minutes left, and by God, drama-filled racing.
And guess what? John 21 makes a lock up there, going into turn at number 12 there, and he had to kind of make up for it, and so he came back on Meta onto there and got the move done in the end. So he continues having 10th place, but Meta got the traction there out of the corner of turn number 14. Here we go. It's going to be a battle going into turn number 1. Anno is actually catching up to all this. You remember he got into drama not too long ago. And that is Meta Onturk into 10th, the Turkish driver representing his own nation around this track. But now John gets the traction out of the corner as he got this one done. He's round the outside, coming into turn number 3 as Leo Goudas has made a mistake in the background there in 40th. But there you go, Meta holds 10th for the time being.
Meta indeed holding 10th, quite nice, a little bit of a lock-up. John just not within the slipstream distance. Johan Karocha closing slowly, 10th by 10th to the leading drivers. He will hope to be able to score maximum points and really solidify his position next to Victor Bernard, as Victor Bernard on a almost collision between himself and Xander Scharf. going through turn 8, as Victor will be on a recovery drive to try and scavenge as many points back as possible.
I was also just going to say that, you know, Johan is now up into 3rd position and is looking at, there you go, Victor got it done. There you go, that is now 7th position for Victor. That was round the outside of a corner. You don't see that happen around very often. I just want to say as well, that I just want to say hello to the Situation Chachi and Fluffy Melody, who've gone hog in my chat. Thank you very much again for all the views there that you've brought, Chachi. That's very kind of you. I hope you are doing well. We're just currently seeing an exciting battle throughout the race. And now, I just want to say that Johan is bringing that gap down to 2nd place, but does he have enough time? He's only got 4 minutes left to get anything done.
He does have to get a big move on. He's going to have to close the gap down a second a minute, basically.
And do you know how fast he was compared to 2nd place around that lap?
Well, I have no idea. I wasn't checking notice examine. I wasn't checking my timing stream, so do enlighten.
1 second he was faster.
Ooh, I think Danny Tatui and Ika are both making mistakes. I think the tires are just falling off. They were, I think, pushing. I'm not sure whether their discipline with the tires in the leading pack was as sufficient enough to keep these tires alive. This is quite a demanding track on tires graph, especially turn 8. That will heat up those tires a lot.
Yeah, exactly. You make a good point there, because now Johan is only 1.2 seconds, 1.1 seconds maybe behind 2nd place there. And now it's all starting to close up between the top 3. There is only 3 minutes left, so it will be about 1 or 2 laps to go once this lap has finished. But now it's all starting to close up at the front of the pack, and it's going to be a last lap spectacular. Either it's going to be between Mara versus Siju, sorry, made a mistake there. There was just a lock up there, but John and Meta are at it again for 10th place, just going through turn number 8, and now the gap to the leader is down by a second. Meta on turn goes right there, and that allows John nearly through into 10th place, but Esperanto not giving up at all. He is thinking, this is my home race, guy. Don't take this away from me. He would love a top 10 here.
He would love more than top 10, but at the moment, he's gonna try to go. That looks like an internet issue from John. That was very unfortunate. Meta has remained unscathed. He's gonna secure those more positions as John rejoins Anno on the side.
Marava's made a mistake.
Marava's made a mistake, and he has spun last turn. Johan Karolczak 2 seconds away from Danny Tatui. Was there any bit of contact between these two? I don't think there have been a contact between Ika. No, too far away. 1.7 seconds left. This might be the final lap remaining. Johan is 2 seconds away from maximum points. Victor Bernard 2.4 seconds from Ika Marave now. Unless Danny Tatui makes a mistake, I think Danny Tatui should be able to cruise home. But how...
You say that?
Yeah, I say that. How comfortably he can cruise. It's 1.5 seconds. Johan Karolczak has been, on average, at least 4/10 a lap quicker than anyone around him. He has done... he has dominated this weekend so far. Bar that one mistake in race 1, he's been flawless. 1.5 seconds, 1 minute remaining, halfway through the lap. Can he do it?
Well, I just want to say, through turns number 3, 2, 3, 4, he brought that down by 3/10. There's lap traffic there. I don't quite know who that is. I think that might be either one or Liam Carr there. In fact, I think it was Liam Carr, because he's now just gone down by 1 lap on my timing tower. So I do believe that was Liam Carr trying to get out of the way. Hopefully that's not impeded anybody too much. I think we might just have one more lap, you know, because Danny Tatui isn't going to be taking it easy. That is Siju in the lead. But you know, Johan is closing that gap down, and it's going down and down and down. It is definitely going to be tight when we come across the line. I don't think Danny Tatui will be taking any risks, you know. We'll try and slow down at the start-finish line. Yes, we're going to have one more lap. Look at the time. Look at where we are on circuit. It's not over yet.
Now one more lap. Juan Gramash is going to try and make a move for Luca Casala. There's lap traffic in the way. That is going to maybe determining factor. But you are correct. We are going to have one more lap time. Johan Karolczak has lost some tenths across the start-finish line compared to Danny Tatui. Yes, in fact, he lost 3 tenths in the final sector to Danny Tatui. He might think, you know what, I might just take it easy. A 2nd place and a victory is still a lot of points to close up to my championship rival. So I'm not gonna push. I'm not gonna make a mistake. I will just sit where I am and hope that people behind will hold up Victor from making up any more places.
I will say as well that Juan Grimage has now caught up to 4th place. Look at
Was
Casala, there was
contact!
contact! There, no one, that wasn't it. Unfortunately, that's going to probably be the end of his charge there. He'll have damage to the front of the car. It is yellow on my live timing screen there as it registers with the crash with Luca Casala. And now Johan is going to be within 1 second of Sidhu, but that's actually 1.3. My apologies, my timing screen just having a bit of a glitch there. But 1.2 seconds coming into turn number 8. I think, as far as I can see, Data2 has done just enough. Please don't curse me, Assetto Corsa. Please do not. It's already happened once today. I don't want it to happen again. John 21 makes up a move on Quanti there for 11th position there, but we are going to cut back to the leading battle. This isn't over yet. It is now under 1 second now. That is for real. So now it's just going to be about what happens between turns number 11, 12, 13, and 14.
Indeed, it will be. It looks like they are nip and touch between their top speeds, more or less the same. Johan Karolczak, I think, might be carrying just the slightly less weight. No, actually, in fact, they are carrying the same amount of downforce. They got a good exit as one another. And if Danny Tatui can keep it on the road in these final sections, he will be a Ledpole Racing winner in Praga Cup. Just needs to nail that final corner, not spin, and I think he's got it coming across the line. Danny Tatsui will...
Oh, don't leave it so late! Oh.
He will take the win from Johan Karolczak by 0.6 of a second. Aspen Rashworth will join on the podium sitters. Well done,
well
Ben
done,
Rashworth.
Ben.
Luca Casale coming home in P4 with Juan and Ike P5, P6. They will be quite disappointed in the result, but Victor Bernard will be even more miffed in
John
P7.
21 and Quanti are still fighting on track. Sorry to cut across you there. We'll go through that in just a second, but it's not over yet for 11th position. John 21 doesn't quite get the run. He got on the apex, so I think Quanti's got that all said and done. And there we go. Those are your final points paid positions done. That was not over yet. Well done to them. But anyway, you may go through the grid.
Indeed. So, where was I? I was, oh yeah, Victor Bernard, P7. He will not be happy, especially after what transpired in the opening corner with Xander Schaff taking home P8. Well, good haul of points, especially after the pace they have shown in qualifying. So to come back with some points is still good, especially given the quality of drivers we have around it. Simas Rupenas finishes a wonderful P9 in a car that he was struggling to get into grips with. So a good drive from Rupenas, just 0.3 behind P8. Meta takes on P10. So double point finish for Meta in his home Grand Prix, and again the continuation of Meta's from race from all the way from BTCC season 1 a year ago now. He said he was struggling with front suspension damage. Lap 1 curse for Meta just continues. Quanti takes more points with 11th place. John takes 8 point. A point is still very good in 12th place, with Breakmeyer just missing out on points for 13th. Arno comes home P14 after battling up higher in the points. Liao Gaudas P15, Arno takes 16th, Carr takes 17th, Scott Solvik, after what could have been if it wasn't for that lap 1, comes 18th with Svinkumas 19th, 20th, and Fabian Gertner 21st after that very unfortunate incident that saw her through the floor.
I just want to say as well, believe it or not, Chachi is actually based in Indonesia. And guess what? We do have an Indonesian track on this round.
We do. And I think it's in 2 weeks that might be...
I will not be here, but Ledpole Racing will be streaming the race. So if you want to see some Indonesian representation in motor racing, you can go and follow Ledpole Racing, and they will stream the Praga Championship, which will be round number 6 in Indonesia.
It'll be
3 weeks, sorry.
It'll be
3 weeks.
round 7 on February 24th. We will be racing in Mandalika Circuit.
That is correct. So you can watch that on the Ledpole Racing channel, and I will be back just in time for that. So I could even come back for that if you wanted to. So there we go. We'll definitely have a lot of action coming up in the next couple of weeks, but I will be taking a break, so I'm not going to be around next week. I will be in America seeing my girlfriend, and then I will be back on February 22nd, which will be just in time for Mandalika. Indeed.
Right, so we have first interviews, and we have Danny Tatsui, the winner of race 2. That was a real butt-clenching moment in the last final lap in race 2, as Johan was just charging just behind you, just 6 tenths on the line.
6 cents. Was
It-
it really that close?
It was truly that close. It was 6 tenths on the line. In fact, it was 0.604 on the line.
Jeez. Yeah, I was quite scared, not gonna lie. I was scared that Johanny was about to beat me to the line, but yeah, it was a good race. Tire management, pace management. Unfortunately, Iker spun behind me. He was kind of my shield for Johan because I knew Johan was really, really fast at race. He was really fast in race 1.
Yeah, Johan
And
was.
then,
Go on.
once Iker spun into the last corner, I was like, shit, 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 shit.
Yeah, it
Uh,
has a back clinching moments, but still, race 1, it didn't pan out. It seems like you were involved in a few incidents in the opening lap times, and there were a few heated words exchanged in between the races.
Well, I got a little bit frustrated because I believe I haven't watched the replay, but at least from my perspective, on lap 1 after the red flag, Luca pushed me wide at almost every single corner. He could have pushed me wide. And then I did something stupid. I wanted to go on the outside. There was like a little gap. Then he closed that gap, but I already had the momentum, so I went fully off grass. And then, once I pressed the brakes, I had grass on my tires, and that was pretty much it. Unfortunately, I didn't kill the other 2 guys, but I did manage to kill myself in the first race, and you know, ruin every good chances I had.
But yeah, it could have been much worse. It could have been much better. But I think the adrenaline may have clouded your judgment in that one moment. Would you say?
Yeah, let's say adrenaline. Yep.
Ev-
Absolutely. If you don't mind me just putting in with a question myself, I just kind of want to say, of course, I watched you in Formula 1 23 yesterday. You took the win in race 1 in the Eurotrips League, and now you've taken the win in Praga Championship in race number 2. You've done an excellent job in sorting out your driving. And do you feel like now you could be challenging for more wins throughout the season?
Uh, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I can maybe I can mess the first race a little bit more, and then I can start on pole position. Then I can take the winning race too. That seems to be a very good strategy in this league because Mateus, can you maybe look at some statistics? How many people have won race 2 from starting in the top 3?
How many people have won starting in top 3? I think it may have been 3 now. It would have been Fabian Gertner, Scott Solvik, and now yourself.
Yeah, because it's pretty hard to get through the grid, and if you have a good race one and you qualified, I mean not qualified, but if you finish a pretty high position in race 1, you'll be put pretty far behind for race 2, and you will have to fight your way up. But yeah, it seems to be a good strategy to mess your first race and then take the win in race 2 because you're in front of the grid pretty much.
That is usually if you don't mind sacrificing points. Overall, you might be losing points. Except for round 1, Juan won race 2 from 9th on the grid. But apart from that, I think most was top 3 or top 4 that won. And it's one of the main reasons why we like reverse grids, because it gives
Yeah, it
second
definitely
chance.
yeah, it definitely spices things up.
Yeah, indeed. But again, well done on
Thank you.
your victory and new season announcements as well from Cyanide.
Sorry?
We
Oh yeah. Yeah, we just opened up the registrations for the Cyanide Super Formula. Someone left. Anyways, for the Cyanide Super Formula Challenge, uh, if anyone is interested in signing up, we're gonna start on the 11th of February at Bahrain. It's gonna be a night race for the season opener.
It's going to be interesting. Well,
Yes.
It sure is.
have you any questions, David?
No, none further. Otherwise, I think I will just call it here and give you a raid and give you all these viewers that have come into my channel.
Wow, all the viewers. Well, hello and welcome all the viewers that will be rated into my chat. We will continue with interviews of the remainder of the grid. And if you're not interested in that and want to see racing, give us a follow and we'll be racing next week. Which will be, if my memory is... No, we might be moving into Asia.
Bahrain.
Bahrain. Yeah, we're going to Middle East with Bahrain Outer.
The outer layout should be interesting. It's gonna be a little bit bumpy, but
If the
yeah,
connection road becomes unbearable, we'll switch to the longer layout. But it should provide some very good racing, as Bahrain usually does.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna be unbearable. I just think it's gonna be a little bit bumpy.
We will definitely see. We will definitely collect the feedback. Anyway, thank you again, Danny. Do you have any
Thank you as well.
further things you would like to add?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, as you disappear, we will bring
Right.
Ben Rashworth.
Just before you do, I'm just going to sign off my stream. But Mateus, thank you so much for allowing me on the broadcast. Do you have any further words for my chat?
Thank you so much, David, for commentating. It's always a pleasure having you here, and you bring the such a unique and upbeat energy. And thank you to everyone in the in David's stream. It's been wonderful having you watch these amazing races. And again, thank you for Dave to using his platform to spread the word.
Thank you very much. I'll see you in. Well, I won't see you next week, but I'll see you for Indonesia.
Oh, definitely. We will see you for Indonesia. Enjoy your time in America and have fun in there. Shoot some guns.
Thank you very much. Bye bye for now, Mateus.
Take care, mate. Right, we will bring Ben Rashworth in. Ben, I know you are streaming in there, but podium race 2, top 5 finish race 1. This has been your best round so far in this championship.
Yeah, I was very surprised to get fifth and third, considering how uncomfortable with the track I was feeling.
You may have been uncomfortable. You may have been feeling uncomfortable, but by God, did you settle in quite well? It's reminiscent of how quickly you settled in at Silverstone in round 1, all things considered.
Yeah, I was genuinely very surprised how much faster I was in the race compared to practice and qualies. I barely managed to set a valid lap in practice, so I just kept having moments here and there.
Well, it seems like you were aided a little bit by incidents that have happened ahead of you, but where others faltered in the consistency, you have managed to prevail within your consistency. So, bearing that in mind, how was it out there, especially when it came to battling other drivers and just general staying out of trouble?
Throughout race 1 and 2, I didn't have any incidents other than a little bit of contact in the rear. I think how wide the track was, it wasn't amazing to hot lap, but it was very fun to race one another. Because of how wide it was, it just gives each other plenty of room to do everything.
Yeah, you kind of
margin.
You definitely kind of flew under the radar, but I think when you were battling with Ike and when Johan arrived as well, you were still able to hold your own against the drivers regardless.
Yeah, I wasn't that far off their pace, thankfully. Obviously, later on, it was definitely showing the skill level difference for sure. I got a bit annoyed because I teleported behind Duran, so I didn't get to properly battle him.
Yeah,
I don't think I would have held him up that much. I think he would have been passed pretty quick.
We did have a few scares between yourself and Johan when we saw you teleporting in front and behind Johan. We thought, oh no, this is going to end in a disaster, but luckily we were avoided. And I think some drivers were complaining about lag, so we will have a look into our server and contact our server providers to have a good check. But that will be for next week as well. in between. Bahrain, how confident are you that you could keep this momentum going into rounds forward?
I've driven Bahrain a decent bit, in the F1 games mainly, back when I used to play them. So hopefully not gonna be too bad for me. It is the outer layout, which I've never driven, but should be a lot simpler to drive.
Yeah,
So hopeful
definitely.
for it.
Some people might be worried about the bumps, especially in the outer layout section. So, out of the layouts in Bahrain, which one would you prefer, outer or the full layout?
I've never driven the outer, but I enjoyed watching F1 when they went there. uh, if we do a full length layout, please make it the current F1 layout.
Oh, it will be the
We do
current
not
F1
want
layout.
the chicane bit.
No, we will not be adding any sort of chicanery going in. This is just going to be the normal layout. We're not gonna do the endurance layout.
Yeah, please no.
No, the endurance layout on the mods that we've seen is abhorrent.
Yes, I remember driving in F1 2010. I did not enjoy it.
Yes, indeed. So, Ben, do you have any words that you would say to the stream? And again, congratulations on your first podium. It could be, is it your first podium? I'm not
Yeah,
su-
first podium.
First podium. It could be one of many, and I'm not sure you were expecting this at the start of this season. So your first win may be around the corner as well.
I think I'd have to get quite lucky, but there's the hope.
Race 2, anything can happen as we see.
Yeah,
So anyway, any final words you have, Ben?
nothing I can think of.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you, Dave, for the wonderful raid. We've reached 98 viewers. I'm not sure if that's just a mistake or anything, but hello and welcome to all the viewers. Let's go racing. We host races. If you enjoy,
98 viewers.
yeah, if you enjoyed the show, hit a follow. We will be racing every single week for the next 5 more weeks. Round 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 6 races even. We will be going to Bahrain. We'll be going to Autopolis Short, Mandalika. I have to look at my info. Albert Park, Mosport, and Sonoma. And so far, racing has been amazing. Even if we have to have a chat about standards here and there. Anyway, thank you, Ben, for joining us, and good luck in the following rounds.
Yes, thank you.
All right, let's just quickly bring Johan in. Race 1 win. I am yoinking you out of live streaming. Race 1 victory. Race 2 P2. Almost a P1. So you have managed to capitalize and shown the pace of just pure domination from practice session onwards.
I worked more than the previous race, especially on braking, because I was really struggling on this. So I spent a lot of time on this track, but also future tracks offline, trying to, I mean, have more control of the car. I think it shows good results up to now. I think it was some time well spent. I'm quite happy with today indeed. I wasn't expecting that much of a gap. I think ultimate pace I could achieve would be around a 0.2, 0.3, something like that. So it was 4/10 faster than the next driver. So I'm happy with my performance today. I think P1 would have been doable in the second race if there was a bit less fighting, because I think I made a mistake in the second to last lap, so I would have been, I think, 3 or 4 tenths behind Sidu.
Yeah, I do believe
instead
you
of
lost.
the 0.7.
Yeah, no, it was 0.605. I believe that was the distance, and I think you lost 3
Yeah.
tenths in the penultimate lap in the final sector. So you would have been within slipstream distance, maybe down the straight
you
or
were
down
watching.
the. Yeah, we were watching. We were watching this final laps because it was just ticking down and down and down and
Yeah.
down.
But the best thing is that I would have loved to have a double win, but I don't really mind because I've got the pole, the sole leading point for the first race, both fastest lap. So
Yeah,
Sounds good. It sounds very good.
Vic.
I'm a bit sad for Victor in the second race. I was very lucky there. We were almost side by side at the first corner, and I went through between both spinned cars. He went into the right one. So yeah, some luck and some luck to have him fall a bit in the leaderboards. I hope so.
Luck is a pendulum at the end of the day. Victor in the past couple of races had the luck on his side, and the pendulum just swung against him to even it out. It was very unfortunate for Victor, but it's a miracle that only 4 cars have ended up outside of the bounds, considering we had 22 cars barreling into turn 1 with the front cars spinning, and
Yeah.
drivers did very well to avoid it. We preferred not to have those incidents, but it's still a miracle to only see so few. Still sad, but miracle that it was only such a small incident in the grand scheme of what could have happened.
And racing wise, I think it was okay. I think this track is a magnet for incidents because there's a lot of unconventional approach to corners.
It-
Turn 1 is one. Turn 3 is another approach that is complicated because usually people do get caught by the invisible, or you don't see the apex very well when you start braking. So, and there's no real marker for your braking part, so it's a bit complicated. And sometimes you clip the right side, the right side grass. Yeah, so I don't think it's better or worse than last race. I think you'll have some work to do.
Oh yeah,
But
definitely.
I don't think it's symptomatic of a terminal injury. It's more like something maybe needs to be addressed. Just a stern talking to
We
some
will
people that had some
next race we will most likely host a driver briefing,
name.
and we may have to enforce more strict measures against incidents, or just have a stern driver. Just please be careful for driving. You could not only ruin your race but somebody else's race as well, and we would prefer not to have any ruined races, but we will have a serious talk about driver standards.
And overall, I think it was a good race. Definitely happier than the previous one.
Yeah, you definitely sliced
And
it.
given it's a very strong weekend, it's definitely one that will not be dropped in the drop runs.
Yeah,
That's something I'm thinking too, because Victor, I prefer him to have multiple average results instead of a bad one, because a bad one will be dropped. So don't really mind.
that is also a strategic thinking. But again, moving forward to Bahrain, the final question is, do you think you can carry this momentum forward into Bahrain and future?
If I recall correctly, it's the outer.
Yes, we
layout.
will try the outer layer, and if we get a lot of inquiries, or should I say complaints, or the other less serious word, about the outer connecting road, we will maybe switch to the full layout of Bahrain or switch the track. But it is one of the tracks we are looking
The
forward to the
outer
most.
one, is that the one they raced in 2020 in F1?
Yes, it's the Sakia Grand
The one.
Prix.
Okay, so I don't have any problem with that layout. I
We're-
think it might work.
We're mostly concerned about the road quality and the mod quality. That's
Yeah.
our issues.
What sort of light time are we targeting here? 1 minute and 10 seconds, something like this?
It could be it might be 1 minute 20 given the speed of these cars.
Okay,
1 minute
so
20.
it's alright.
1:20.
It's alright. So I think we won't. We did PGO with some traffic, but it won't be worth it there because
No.
strategically, I think I'm better suited to this car in slower tracks, slower sections, especially like this the standard layout of Bahrain with the sector 2. So yeah, I think it will work. I think there's no issue. I will not. Yeah, yeah. I won't do anything strategically or politically in order to make you change the track, but maybe some people will have real issues with it. I don't have any.
We will definitely have a
But it
vote
will
if
suit
the
me to have the other one.
yeah, I can imagine, but we will definitely have a vote if there is any issues that have been raised. Anyway, thank you, Johan. Congratulations on your race win, and we will see how the standings come out after the end of this. Any final words you'd like to say?
As every time, as usual, thank you for the racing, the organization of the championship, your streaming, both of you with Dave, and thank you to everyone involved in this, driver or steward or anybody just watching.
And again, thank you very much and well done. We will bring the next driver. I know you just started streaming, but
Oh, hello.
like I know you are now being interviewed. This race has gone quite interestingly for yourself, all things considered, and the incidents that were involved by yourself.
Yeah, it has gone. It has gone. That's for sure.
It's gone. It came and went. However, you were close, very close to securing a reverse pole position in race one,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, for one reason or another, it has not happened. And second race, you were kind of just teleported into.
Yeah, that was just pure bad luck for everyone involved. I like maybe I could have avoided it, but not likely. Like what you don't know, what you didn't see is you didn't see my throttle input because I actually, for some reason, had a massive small brain moment and just pressed the throttle just before I hit. So, yeah.
So all of the fun things. So you may have been one of the rounds for you to write off too. But apart from that, how was racing out in Istanbul Park?
Well, I mean, racing was pretty good to be honest. Like apart from the stats, because well, this T1 this T1 is designed for carnage. It feels like it's like the instant I drove with the truck, I knew that there was gonna be at least one restart.
Yeah, we have seen in this opinion before from Johan and said that this track does invite a lot of incidents due to the nature of the corner, a lot of blind crests and a lot of moments where you just dive into you can dive into somebody.
It is a lot of just fairly difficult, somewhat awkward turns, and in the end I'm happy that I managed to make the car actually somewhat comfortable to drive on it at the end. But I do think I was lacking top speed a little bit because of it. But yeah, this is also well.
And we have in
It's
the
just one of those things that one of the issue with having a fixed setup is that it's not going to work perfectly for every track on the calendar unless you just race the same track 10 times or something.
yeah, there would be you need to give a lot of drivers to race a lot of the same track. However, next track is a completely different. It's a way more. It's way less blind in terms of corners, and it is the Bahrain Outer Layout, and one that more people would be accustomed to driving in across many sims.
Yeah, I've actually never driven that layout, but it should be interesting.
The only difference is there's a connect. The entire sector 2 gets
Yeah.
removed. So after you go uphill, there's that right-hander in sector 1. After the first DRS
Yeah.
zone, it goes left. You get a little chicane, and you go out to the penultimate corner.
Just means
What?
there are really few chances to make mistakes since sector 1 at Bahrain is quite difficult.
Sector 1 Bahrain it would be excellent. It's probably going to be a track that would invite a lot of on the brake battling, considering there is turn 1 for you to battle on. There
Yeah.
will be turn 3 and
some
the last
real
one.
long straights as well. So going to be quite a lot of slipstream action. So
it will be.
yeah, hopefully that'll keep things keep things fun.
Definitely. Bahrain will be the track where with the longest straight on the calendar, if I'm not mistaken. Unless Albert Park has a longer one.
That's again. I'm not familiar with most of the tracks on the calendar, so yeah. Like the only track on the calendar that I have raced at before is Mosport.
Well, if you're gonna be looking for you're gonna be looking forward to that one. I think.
It's a good track. Not necessarily expecting too great of a result. It's been a long time since I raced there, but it's a good track.
Well, anything will be better than today. I have a feeling.
We'll see.
Could be
We'll see
good.
how
Could
it
be.
goes.
Could be good. Could be bad. Who
I
knows?
could be lugged into a gain. I could. Lots of things could happen.
Yeah, lots of things.
I'm just the only thing I'm expecting. The only thing I want is for the race to be fun.
Fun and some points
That's my
would be
one and only
nice.
expectation.
Well, thank you, Anna, for joining us. And do you have any final things to say? As I'm all out of questions, I believe.
Careful on T1 people everywhere. Just in general.
Monza T1 moment.
That's-
Luckily, we're not racing
Wha-
there.
I straight up wouldn't race at Monza. I do not like Monza.
Yeah, neither do I. Well, anyway, thank you, Anna, for joining us, and hope to see you in the next round.
See you later.
Well, let's bring Liam Carr into the chat, and let's see if Liam is present here with us. Just quick ping on him, a newcomer to the series. But hey, welcome all the viewers here together. That's a very interesting. Is that lyrics from a song that has been posted into my chat? Hello, Liam. How are you doing today?
Good. Just it's a tough race.
It has been quite the tough race, as I believe a few drivers have mentioned. But this is your first racing here with us here at Letpo Racing. How was it out there for you?
Oh, well, this is really my first time racing asphalt. And it's definitely shows in my performance. Although just tough for me to keep up with everyone.
Yeah, racing on asphalt. I'm guessing you come from the world of rallying.
I
that's
do.
before. Yeah, it's a little bit different. You have to, as opposed, well, you occasionally have to contend with traffic in rallying, but not so much as here, where you have like 20 cars around you, all battling for positions.
Yeah. I didn't see what happened at the start of race 2. I completely misjudged the speed of I don't know who was in front of me, and bumped into the back of them and spun out, and that was just spelled doom for the rest of my race.
We will definitely review the incidents. We are not, well, we try not to be too critical. We usually, if somebody makes a mistake, we will tell them what mistake they've made and how they can improve. So all of our racing here is all about not only winning, but growth of a driver. So hopefully next race will go much better for yourself. And if you need help, everyone here is more than happy to give you support in adapting to asphalt racing.
Yeah, I'll have to give a shout out to Quanti for really helping me get into this and improving my times and consistency on the track.
Yeah, Quanti is definitely a wonderful, wonderful person, a wonderful teammate representing for Led4 Racing. So, since you're new to asphalt racing, I'm not sure if you watch Formula 1, but next race will be at Bahrain Outer, which it was Sakir Grand Prix in 2021 in Formula 1. How familiar are you with Bahrain?
Not familiar at all.
It is definitely going to...
I'll be learning the track from complete scratch.
You would certainly have a long time to do so. The practice server will be going live tomorrow. Sorry, not next. Tomorrow, so you will have a lot of time to practice, which we do invite. And we definitely look forward to seeing what you can grow into as an asphalt driver.
Thank you.
No worries. Do you have anything you would like to add to your performance here today?
No, not really. Nothing really happened on my end.
Well, that's sometimes it's better enough for nothing to happen than for everything wrong to happen. Thank you for joining us,
Yeah.
Liam, and we certainly hope to see you throughout the remainder of the championship.
Thank you.
Have a good day, and we will bring Luca. Luca, so close to the podium, but a strong weekend for yourself. You have scored some very good points. I think it was a top 5 in both races.
Yeah, I think I might have just gone onto the podium in the first race because of track cut penalties, but yeah, well, with everything that happened, I might get a penalty or might not, so just gotta wait till the final results for race one.
Yeah, we will definitely have to. Those will be definitely reviewed by Stuart if people have received penalties, and we will judge accordingly.
Yeah, definitely.
But top 4 finish, 4th place in both races. So just a good haul of points for yourself here today. How was it out there?
Yeah, I mean, it was very, very tough. It was a bit messy, but I managed to get through, and I missed out on a potential win in the second race. I just spun and it was an unrecoverable spin, just a really slow one.
Yeah, we saw you.
And I was just sorry.
Yeah, we saw you battling with Danny Tatui at the very start of the race, and just that one, it could have been your first win. But it shows that you have pace, especially you can capitalize on race 2 if you want to.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was a lot better weekend for me. Like from the PGO, I believe I DNF'd in both of them, but this time I came back strong and got two P4s.
Indeed, but we do have to talk about the we heard from Danny race 1, lap 1. There were some few heated exchanges that have happened, and Danny has spoken already on his side of the story earlier in the stream.
Well, I think it was around like turn 6, I went for a move on him. I looked up, there was still space, of course, and he just started turning into me. And well, I couldn't really move much, and I got a massive snap, and I pushed us both wide. Otherwise, we would have died. I would have definitely spun if I didn't do that. But later on in that same lap, it was on the back straight, and he just tried to go for a gap that didn't exist onto the grass, and he just kind of dive bombed me, and it looked a bit weird. Completely missed the corner, and I had to like stop turning to avoid him. But
We do believe that Danny owned up for that one, but he's definitely gonna have opinions about the first time. So this will all be reviewed on that incident. But it's good to
yeah,
have
definitely.
it's good to have both drivers, both side of the drivers in that opinion, and we will be referring to these when we're making a decision. But apart from that, you just completely flew under the radar for both of us. Like you're just there on your own. Just it seems to be like you had clean race after that, just no drama after.
Yeah, it was mainly just trying to catch back up to Victor and the rest in front. They are so quick. I just got lucky because I think they were battling, and I might have just slipped within that 5 seconds. So hopefully I can capitalize on their
Yeah, we will definitely
penalty cuts.
we will definitely see on the penalty cards, and I think we're gonna have a long night as stewards.
Yeah.
But how confident are you that you can keep the momentum in these practice going to the next round? The next round is Bahrain Outer. It might be quite a bit of a different circuit to Istanbul Park.
I mean, I think I'm just gonna be around the same place as I was this race. Like the top people are in the world of their own, basically esports drivers in my from my point of view. So I just gotta capitalize on their mistakes and hopefully just keep getting the top fives.
Also, thank you Meta for the gifts up to Liao Gaudas. You are single-handedly sponsoring this. Well, not single-handedly. You're one of the people who's sponsoring our racing here. Thank you, Meta. Next calendar is gonna be Istanbul Park, all 10 of them. If you
Oh
don't,
yes,
so we'll just be Istanbul Park everywhere.
I
But
could agree with that with this race.
yeah, especially after the results, you had fantastic fantastic race today. So let's see if Bahrain Outer is the same. There is a whole wide variety of races to go up, so it will definitely be interesting to see what you can come up with in next races, Luca.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be tough, but hopefully I can just capitalize on everyone else. again.
Indeed, and it seems to be the name of the game where the top players falter, and it seems to be happening quite often. It's where the drivers, dark horses, especially in round two, come out and capitalize. As
Oh yeah, for sure.
As Danny mentioned before, we had three different drivers from top three in race two win race two, which is why we love the reverse grid so much.
Oh yeah, it's such a great format, just for that reason especially.
Yeah, outside chances for dark horses. So maybe Bahrain will be yourself. Who knows?
I hope so. For sure.
There's definitely yourself and Ben Rashworth now will be hunting the first round, and I think both of you are capable of doing so.
Yeah, I just have a really bad luck with winning, so I feel like Ben might just get there before me.
We will see. Well, thank you for joining us, Luca. Do you have anything else you would like to add?
Not from me. Thank you though.
Thank you again, Luca, and hope to see you in Bahrain. And who else do we have? We have Xander. Welcome, Xander. That has been.
Hello.
Hello, Xander. Even with race one incidents, this has been such a much better weekend than at PGO. P8 finish. P8 finish in race two. That has been a strong drive for yourself today. All things considered.
Yeah, at least. Like, I think I'm relatively new to sim racing, so just being in the mid pack and like fighting people and actually getting points is I'm really proud of that.
If this is your performance when you're new to sim racing, gee, I wonder what will happen when you're by the end of this season.
Yeah, relatively. I maybe started like 6 months ago or something.
Yeah, it's still quite new. A lot of drivers here have been racing for multiple years now, especially the top guys like Victor, Johan, Ike, and Juan. I've known these guys for over 3 years now, 4 years. We've all been racing.
Yeah, I see them on the practice server, and I'm just like, excuse me, how are you doing that?
Yeah, they are very quick guys. But how was it out here? Race one has been quite incident filled. Probably not as much as PGO, but still quite incident filled.
Yeah, in race one, I had a few incidents. P1 was the main culprit, I think. I think I had like just a skill issue spin through there one time, and then near the end of the race, I was fighting Ano and then Mete for P12, so pole for race two. And I think I did get P12 at one point, and Ano went off, so it was just me and Mete fighting, and he kind of scared me with a fake dive into T1, and I just had a wrong line through it, and I spun, and he got it. But I mean, he also crashed from pole in race 2, so maybe it was for the better.
We have a saying here, especially since this is our technically four seasons of racing, if you count our mini championship. And every single season, Meta turn one curse is just he is cursed every time he's in a good position to just an incident will happen to him in lap one, turn one.
Super unlucky for him, really.
Yeah, very unlucky. I'm sure Meta is very tired of this curse, and he would happily pass it on to somebody else.
Hopefully that's not me anytime soon, but.
Hopefully not, but to be fair, speaking of, apart from that, how was the racing?
I think it was. I think it was pretty good. Like, I don't think I enjoy this track for like hot lapping or driving, but as far as racing is concerned, the track is really wide, so you have a lot of room to fight with people and battle with people and still make it through the corners. You know, unlike PGO. So I think even though I lost out on points in race 1, I still had a lot of good fighting, and that was enjoyable. And then race 2, I missed the incident at T1, and I still had some good battles there too. I think it was fun.
Indeed. So we've heard like few opinions that this track does invite a lot of incidents due to the nature of blind corners and a lot of braking zones.
Mm-hmm.
But next track is Bahrain Outer. Not sure how familiar you are with Bahrain. We will be racing at that track. So how are your feelings about it?
Well, I was racing for GT3 in the OTL Championship on Bahrain. So I've driven like the main track. So I haven't driven the outer track yet. But overall, I like the track. But I don't know, maybe in these cars with the low power, it might be a little boring because of all the straights, but maybe it can go for some good racing.
We will definitely
Just try to
see.
get.
A lot of our admin team think it will be quite good for racing, especially since there are quite heavy braking zone, all things
Yeah.
considered. And we have raced with BTCC cars before in Outer Layout.
Yeah, and I think just getting especially getting the exit speed is going to be super important for that track.
Oh, very much, definitely. The only thing I'm sad missing is the famous is it 10-10 downhill left-hander.
Yeah.
But we will definitely.
Tricky corner.
Yeah, tricky corner. One of my favorite corners in all of sim racing because it teaches you
Yeah.
definitely the how to be on brakes, especially cars with no ABS.
Mhm.
But if we hear enough complaints that the connection road on the mod was poor, which can happen, but there's not an amazing mod of Bahrain that exists yet, we will reconsider full layout. So if we have enough concerns from drivers, that's what I've been looking for all night, we will evaluate the options and give the choice to the drivers.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with both. If they do inner layout, I've driven it before, so maybe that helps. But
So yeah, so again, well, congratulations on your result today. So P8 is
Yeah, thank
very
you.
very good points today. Do you have anything you would like to say to the chat?
No, I don't think so. I mean, just I'll try to be in more races and just keep scoring points. Hopefully, I can get higher up on the grid.
Oh, definitely. If this is your starting, I think you're gonna do quite well. Thank you, Xander, for racing, and good luck, and hope to see you in the future races as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, let's bring on our last interviewee today, Meta. I hope you heard the ding. You are now in the being interviewed. Home Grand Prix Meta. Pole for reverse one, but that cursed T1 curse that has been plaguing you ever since your first proper championship race here at Lempo Racing.
Yeah, I think it was my fault in race two. I tried to go for switchback, like which is like not a good like option in turn one, especially in lap one. And yeah, I got Scott while I was doing that. Yeah, it was my fault. So yeah, I fucked it up myself.
So it was a self-inflicted. Finally, you had a chance to represent Turkey. You've been asking for this track for
Yeah.
3 seasons now.
I think I did pretty well. Like it was a bit controversial. Like what races for me in race one. Like I had really good start, but like I was in P3 in lap. Sorry, after turn two, but it was restarted. And in the second restart, I lost like 2 positions, and it was in I think turn 4, 5, 6. Yeah, turn 7. There was like car in the left, and I tried to like go for inside line, but there was a guy, I don't know his name, but he just went for the like gap didn't even exist, and he says like I closed the gap, but the corner is like, yeah, maybe like there is space you can see, but the corner is going uphill, and you have to be also like how do I say, like prepare for the corner, because if I don't prepare for the corner, I will like push the car on the left and he will sprint, because the green turfs on the left also like really extremely dangerous for the other driver. So I don't know what he's talking about or something like that. And after that lap one, lap two, he tries to like do like fight me over like non like championship points, and he just like punted me off into turn 10, I think, the braking zone. And yeah, like it was like unbelievable, like stupid. Like I had really bad damage, like rear wing damage, and I still like I was doing 158, like top 158, and somehow I catched up into Anno and Zander, I think, in the last 2 laps, and they were fighting a lot, and I just grabbed that P12 for the pole in the next race.
Yeah, it's been quite the battle as we have seen in race one. We were watching it tentatively who's going to get the reverse pole position for race two, and you managed to grab it. But at the very least, you can say you got pole position at your home track.
Yeah, I can say that. I mean, it's not like my biggest accomplish in my entire life, but yeah, I can pretty much say that. At least it felt good after I got P12. That's all.
That's good. Well, you still got some good points, P12 and P10. So maybe, yeah, maybe we will see you more in the in this championship.
Yeah, might be, because Hayden is in the championship as well from today, so he will like get some libraries and like some studies. I don't know what he's going to cook in next week, but I will join the Bahrain as well.
Yeah, Bahrain Outer. You're gonna look forward to that race if you're joining.
Is that Sakir Grand Prix or?
We are planning on doing the Sakir Grand Prix layout. Yes.
Okay,
However, if
so
it's all dependent
Sorry.
on if the drivers feel that the connecting road is a magnet for poor quality road. So if drivers overwhelmingly think we should use the full layout because the road quality is better, we will switch to that. But there's currently
Also, like-
stands secure.
Yeah, also like Sakir is very low track, low downforce track. So if you use like 0 or 1 rear wing in the Praga, it will be really hard to drive. Like especially in the corners and the like traction zones. So I don't know what will happen. Like especially you talked about the road quality of the track, and I hope it doesn't like so much bumpy or slippery than we expected.
Yeah, we will definitely see. We will be putting it up tomorrow to give drivers today to chill just a little bit with no.
Or if they don't want to race in Bahrain, we can race in Istanbul Park as well.
Again, we're gonna be look, we're gonna have a mini championship for the memes where it's just Istanbul Park and it's just I don't know go-karts or something.
Yeah, 30 race calendar in Istanbul Park and 2 races in every weekend.
It's like what series is it that constantly keeps going to the same track? Like BTCC just keeps going to the same tracks because there's only so many tracks you can race in Britain.
Yeah, like I hated BTCC Championship to be honest. Tracks, cars, especially BMW. So I don't want to talk about it, especially turn one incidents I had. So yeah, I'm trying to remove that championship from my mind.
That little curse from yourself. So anyway, thank you, Meta, for joining us, and we hope to see you more in the championship.
Thank you.
Your presence has
Thanks
been.
for the race.
Yeah, thank you again for joining. Your presence has been missed. So I will move you back to Brazil, and we will have the final interviewee, John. John, that has been quite an exciting race. Must have been quite an exciting race for you. There's been incidents left and right happening around you.
Yeah, it was definitely a very good race for me. Unfortunately, I still am a bit, mad of the second race because I crashed because of netcode. That's kind of a bit mad, but still, it was a great race for me. I improved a lot from PGO. So it really is happy. I'm happy for finishing in points as well for the first and second race even. And if I don't get penalties that demote me to the no points zone.
Oh, we will definitely have a look at any that have been reported. And well, to be fair, you can still take pride in the fact that you finish on track within points both times. So there's been definitely a good improvement there.
Yeah, definitely. Because also, like PGO was very hard to race since it was a very precise track, and also it overheated the tires a lot. But with Istanbul, I really liked the track. In fact, I was much more comfortable on driving in Istanbul. Even on blind corners, I was very comfortable in driving it, and that was pretty much it. I really liked racing, especially because I managed to avoid incidents on the first race. I managed to escape a lot of crashes that I saw ahead of me or behind me, and yeah, I'm really happy for the result I've taken home.
Indeed, it has seemed that your race car has definitely improved, and we have seen you do some very good maneuver and defensive driving here today. So, bearing that in mind, are you looking forward to Bahrain?
Yeah, Bahrain could be interesting. I don't know much about the long layout. I only know the Formula 1 layout they use. but the long layout, I really didn't drive it. I never driven it. But from what I've seen, like on YouTube videos or and stuff, with that many straights, it's gonna be a race that plays a lot with slipstream. Slipstream, I think, is gonna be a very much important factor in the next race. Everyone's gonna be behind other cars in the slipstream almost almost every time. So
Yeah, it's definitely going to be. It's going to promote a lot of battles on the braking, I think. So we will definitely see. We were gonna have to collect drivers' opinions on if they feel like they can safely navigate the middle connecting corner. Regardless of that, it should be provide good racing. And thank you, John, for racing. Do you have any words you would like to say to the chat?
not really. I just wanted to say that probably there was some fans from Italy, from my country, because I posted about the league on my Instagram. So probably a lot people have seen it. I've made a reel about a PG overtake that I did. Probably if there are any Italians fans that were watching this race, I very much love you that you watched it, and I really appreciate that you came for me.
Well, buongiorno and grazie for watching and supporting John. I believe is the right terms I have used here.
Yeah, a bit of pronunciation, but could work on it.
I could work on it. Maybe, I have so many people teaching me so many different languages. So we will see. It will either turn out that I can pronounce all of them, or it will turn into one mix mash of everything.
Oh, that would be very chaotic.
It will be neat. Well, thank you, or grazie, for joining us here today, John, and hope to see what you can accomplish in Bahrain.
Thank you very much. Arrivederci.
I think you're gonna have a lot more for your Instagram reel after this race.
Yeah, my Instagram is definitely gonna be updated with this.
Definitely feel free. I think that we have a promotion channel where you can promote yourself here, so don't be afraid to post links around our server.
Oh yeah, so I can freely post about your league then.
Definitely. So, grazie again, and arrivederci, is it?
Yeah, arrivederci.
Arrivederci, and enjoy your evening. So that's been Interlagos, as we see Hayden just driving by with the golden white Praga, and with this view we will be finalizing the stream here today. Wow, we had thank you to all the viewers that have come so late from the stream, from David's stream. Mincing my words, my brain is totally scrambled eggs right now. What a race have we had today. We had so much drama that has transpired here today, and the championship standings are going to look quite different after the Stewards have long weekend locked up in the basement to review everything. But all in all, it could have happened way worse. Driving standards, as opposed to average sim racing standards, are still pretty good. But a few words will be spoken to the drivers about the racing standards. Regardless, thank you to all the drivers that have participated. Well done to everybody racing here today, regardless of what happened. We couldn't have been happier with having such a consistent turnout from all of you. It's really amazing to see. Thank you to all the viewers, and I'm surprised you all have stuck around so long. Thank you to all the viewers. Dave, unfortunately, will not be commentating with me next week, which is a real shame. We love Dave so much commentating. But next week we will be driving Bahrain Outer at 6 p.m. UTC Saturday every single week. If you are interested in joining us, feel free to join our Discord. Where do we have our Discord link? Right here. Feel free to join our Discord and sign up for the championship. There's always spaces that we can accommodate more drivers. So feel free to join our Discord or just say hi and chat to the drivers. Or keep an eye out for any future championship leagues. So yeah, again, thank you very much for every single one of you viewers who have tuned in for racing here today. Hope to see you next week. Thank you to all of the staff crew with Juan, Ika and Sarah for helping run the show. If we continue growing, we might open up for more positions very soon. But that is for discussions for later. But for now, we will be closing the stream, and as usual, enjoy the Road to Free World playlist that we have prepared for you.